Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome back to the PS5 Nexus channel, where we dive into all things PlayStation 5. Today, we're talking about some surprising news from Sony. They've just announced price increases for their popular console in several international markets. That's right, folks. If you were considering picking up a PS5 in Europe, Australia, or New Zealand, you might want to act fast because those prices are about to go up. According to the latest reports, Sony is citing a challenging economic environment as the reason for these price hikes, which include a £40 increase for the digital edition in the UK and a €50 hike elsewhere in Europe. But what does this mean for PlayStation 5 fans around the world? Well, let's take a look at some of the specific prices that will be affected. In the UK, the PS5 Digital Edition is now priced at $567, which is up from its previous price of $527. Meanwhile, in other European countries, the console is being sold for around $568. And if you're based in Australia or New Zealand, don't worry, you won't be immune to these price increases either. Both the digital and standard PS5 consoles with a disk drive will see significant hikes, although we don't have exact details on those just yet. Now, some of you might be wondering why Sony is making these changes. Well, it's worth noting that the company hasn't directly mentioned any impact from the Trump administration's tariffs on their decision. However, it's clear that the economic environment has taken a toll on Sony, and they're having to adjust their pricing accordingly. Interestingly, video game consoles are currently not subject to some of the tariff exemptions that have been granted to other products, like smartphones and computers. This means that gamers in these countries may see even higher prices for their PS5s due to the tariffs. But before we get too caught up in the details, let's look at what this might mean for PlayStation 5 owners in the US. Unfortunately, Sony hasn't released any information on whether they plan to follow suit with price increases here as well. However, it's worth noting that shares of Sony have actually risen 2.2% in recent trading, and they've gained a whopping 40% over the past year. So while these price hikes might not be great news for gamers who are looking to score a good deal, investors seem to be optimistic about the company's future. That's all for today's update from the PS5 Nexus channel. If you're considering buying a PS5 in Europe, Australia, or New Zealand, it's worth keeping an eye on these price changes. And if you have any questions or comments, be sure to let us know in the section below. We'll catch you all in the next video.